Hi everyone and welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I've just finished this sweet little junk journal. This is an old 1920s book, Gateways to Bookland. I've had quite a few of these in the past, and they're very popular, mostly because of this image on the front, the little children looking through the gateway at the castle. It's adorable. Original spine, the whole book is still intact. So not bad for a 100-year-old book. I put a little bit of trim here, some black ribbons and bangles down here. And before I put it in my Etsy shop, I wanted to take on a little journey through each and every antique and vintage page, and a reminder that nothing in here is commercial or fake or digital. So let's have a little look. This is from a vintage bird book, and mourning doves are one of my favorites, so this is kind of a special one for me. I have lots of mourning doves in my backyard. And this is a 1950s United States postage stamp collector's page. And same with over here. This is a little one of these booklets that I've been playing with this week. And it's got 8 pockets in it. So all kinds of original ephemera in here. Early 1900s. This is a beautiful little card. One of the tobacco cards. That's a 1950s Pearl Shop receipt, 1930s flinch card, an antique England transit ticket, and there is a hand-typed research page and a blank, oh sorry, no, this is actually really cool. This is a how to dance page. The circle, twinkle in the foxtrot. Isn't that cool? That is a vintage book there. So really fun little booklet there. And then this here I made out of an antique mat from a frame, and you can journal on the back of that. So another antique piece there. This is a 1940s transfer for flowers, so you could do your embroidery on it. And then this is from a vintage Trees of America book. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous? And then this is from a vintage campfire songs book. I love this one. And then more of that beautiful tree book. Look at this one, is apples and apple blossoms, just beautiful. This is from the 1800s, the Lady's Letter Writer, and this is how you would write a letter, and they're pretty cool here. Some are to how you would write to an old acquaintance, the ground of levity. If somebody wanted to not get married, how to turn them down. Just really interesting. Imagine doing that in a letter. Oh my goodness, I guess that's like us doing it in text, right? Just another great little Laura Doone page here from the 1890s that you can journal on the back of, because I added some antique paper back there. More transfers. And then this here is from 1913. Isn't that beautiful? From Girls Own Annual. Just a beautiful plate back there, and a beautiful image here of the lilacs. Just stunning, stunning, stunning. 1910 images here. And this is really cool. This is from an antique book as well, from a French dictionary. And look how beautiful that map is here, and the world map here. I love it. Really special. I've had it for a while, but it's time to let somebody else enjoy it. Here is a vintage recipe book page that I turned into a double pocket, and I left the recipes intact. And this is from 1955, a university yearbook page, and I left it also intact because it's just so interesting. So yeah, you could use that for many things. You could make collages or some of your different medium artwork. Over here I have this, it was from a vintage book, and it was the discarded library card. The last time it was taken out was just under 30 years ago. And then this here is a really fun page, and this is from 1959. So we've got some really great advertisements here. Look how cute that is, the little fairy there. Isn't that wonderful? It's just a really fun piece, that one. And this is a triple pocket here I made. And then this one here is another great journaling page, just the appendix sheet from a vintage book. Look how sweet this is. I love this. This is from the 40s. Sweet little garden picture here. We've got a fun embellishment here. This is from a vintage bird book page, bird book. And then this is awesome. This is 100 years old. This is a full card. Look at that. Great. Is that fabulous? My goodness, I love this so much. They're hard to give up, but what am I going to do with, 10 of them? So I always keep one for myself, but I want to share the rest. This here is a great little pocket that I've left blank so that you can use it any way you like, but it's got the Union Jack there flag, and then that's all done on top of a typing instruction book page. And this is also from the early 1900s. That's the Bobbsey twins, and on the back you can journal. And this is a super postcard. Look how beautiful that is. That is an English postcard. Really, really stunning. Was never used, but you can use it or just enjoy it. This is a vintage book, The Little Rabbit Who Wanted Red Wings. Classic story, and a really sweet page. And I love how somebody stamped this on every page of the book from St. Petersburg, Florida. I thought it was hilarious. And this is one of Stacy's receipts here from the Maple Grove Dairy in Michigan. And then this here, I just made a really fun cluster there. I love this 1942 piece here. And this is from a 1920s book page with antique paper on both sides for journaling. This is from a vintage book here. I like the yellow. And then this is from another 1940s children's book page. This is from a vintage botanicals book. Here we have this wonderful Paris, France almanac page. We've got some great puzzles down here and advertisements on the back. I love it. It's from 1932, so almost 100 years old. And this is a very, very old Monopoly piece way, way back. Just really cool. One of the chance cards. Fun little antique paper mess up there. And this is from 1850s here. This is from a vintage dictionary with antique paper on the back for journaling. Another fun little cluster there. Children's book page here. And great journaling space on the back. It's from a vintage ledger sheet. So you actually have a lot of room to journal on here. And then this here is from a really great vintage book on how to knit cardigans. This is from the 1800s here. Look how pretty this is with your little bird in the cage. This came from a very, very old newspaper, which I love the advertisements in there. And then this is just a really great piece out of a vintage book. I love the red lines, so I turned that into a little journaling space here. And then in here, another journaling space. That's from a vintage book and blank on both sides, pretty much. So yeah, a lot of white space for you to use, but also a lot of tons and tons of really interesting things to look at. A vintage dictionary page there, some vintage upholstery fabric, children's book pages, and that brings us to the end. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. Hyperstamper.etsy.com. Don't forget to come back. Bye for now.